Alright, hello everyone. So recently broke through the 2250 in the puzzle rating, hoping to break the 2300 tonight. I recently was playing in a simultaneous tournament and getting stomped by a grandmaster while also getting narrated by another grandmaster. And one of the things they were commenting on is to do puzzles at least 20 minutes a day to maintain your ability to do tactics. So that's what we're going to do today. And maybe you guys can get some ideas from how I solve puzzles. And we could see how, see if we can break 2300 today. And see if you guys can beat me because, fun. So, what are we going to do with this? Okay, so what do I see here? Okay, first of all, that is all in one lovely little line there. We have a check if we need it. We have another one here if we need it. Discovered attack. This is undefended. This is defended. We could just take this, except for we are getting forks right now. So, okay. And obviously we can't prevent this. So, what do we want to do? Well, if we do manage to get the queen out of there, then we still might not want to capture that knight because then they can move their black bishop. Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. We'll keep that going. Anyway, they can move the black bishop and take whatever happens to be off of the diagonal because we'd be in a discovered check. So let's have a look at what some of our options here are. We have that check. If they do that, what will happen? Well, if the king moves here or here, I could take this with check and then plan to take the queen. Not really better because, for example, they could take the knight and we just an equal exchange of material. This pawn is also hanging out here, looking like a nice target for that knight too. Okay, so what if we do this? Okay, then we are blocking out here, here, and here, and this is already prevented by my knight. So then the king must go either here or here. Okay. So, if king moves here, we have check. We have king captures. We have check. And at that point, here, 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 here. And no, did I put the bishop on this diagonal? I can't even remember, so then we wouldn't have check. Okay, so never mind. What is the solution here? What are we looking for? So obviously we have to do something about this tension because we're in a bad position here. I mean, we could take this bishop and just be not in such a rough spot. Maybe I should just consider that. But you know what? Then we lose this bishop. So what if we start with check? Then we take this bishop. Assuming the king moves here, for example, off of this check, in order to take the knight, then what do we have? A whole lot of nothing. Well, no. If the king moves here, then there's no there's a pin with this bishop, so we could capture with check. They would capture, capture, capture. I'm not sure what it is. So what I did previously, sometimes this helps me too. Let's just go back a couple of moves and see what the positions are that we're looking at. Okay, so king. Why was this capture not made? Because they were afraid of that, and then that. Why did we like... So they were moving their queen out of the way. We were at this point threatening a check. Okay, so what were we threatening here that we are not necessarily threatening here? This still looks like this would have been a good move. Why do we want the queen on this diagonal, though? Attack the bishop. Okay. So here's a thought. What if we sack our queen? Okay, so we capture. Queen captures queen. We have check. Now all of a sudden, this, and this, and this, and this are all blocked, right? King still has a piece that I can put in the middle. We still have this, and he still has that. Or we also have that. You have that. Then you would have this, this. Oh, what are we looking at? Struggling with this one. I feel in my gut like this is going to be the first move. Yeah. Okay. So maybe we just want to do this then. That was it. Okay. That was all there was to that puzzle. Okay. 18 points. I know it's cropped out a little bit there, but gain 18 in the rating. 2257, that puts me at. I'm going to have to crop that in next time, what my rating is at. I suppose I could live manage that, but that's for the week. Okay. So here's an interesting thought with this, because there's a lot of tension happening around here, right? That's where all the battle's going on. This bishop's not really doing much. This bishop at the moment isn't doing necessarily tons. But what we can get out of this, ooh, so many lovely things. Okay, so we could capture, and if recaptures, then we could pin. Then we would assume that this rook would come in. Then we could capture. The counter material will be rook versus bishop. At the end of that, the other line I'm considering is to start here, check, then you have this. So my hope would have been to force a capture and then have the free rook while threatening everything along here and along here. But since the king has this move, we can discard that idea. So I think it's going to be here, that's right. Let's make this a green arrow. Here, then another here. Then we get here, and whatever the heck we want. Like, I mean, we could even just take this at this point, pin that to here. In which case, king will move there. Actually, we'll probably move forward. Get to the middle of the board. Yes. Okay, I like that. I like that end. What? Oh, because they can take first? Why? What is the solution here? Okay, let's see. Okay, so reason this capture happens is because if this, then here I'll put on stockfish so you can see. Then you have that. Then you would have, okay, this, that, right? Okay, so actually kind of a better end than I predicted. I guess what was wrong. Let's see what was wrong with my idea. Okay, what is wrong with this? They can do that. Why is that recommended? Huh. Okay. Lost 16 points on that one. Okay. Here we go. We're 2241. We're partway up to the 2300. So that's what we're aiming for. 2300. I was at 2290 earlier today, but made some mistakes. Okay. First of all, what way are we moving? We are black. We're moving this way. We can make a pass pawn by just pushing that pawn forward. We could go this way, but then he's going to take this, and then one, I mean, presumably, say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, queen, queen. Then he has all of the checks, and we're toast. Versus here, here, here. Oh yeah, and the reason why I say this is because this is kind of a common idea. If he takes, then we can just push with whichever one pawn he takes with. So go here. His king can't reach it in time, so this is guaranteed going to be the first move. Here, here. His only chance is to try and run a piece down to the end. There, 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 queen, there, no queen. Bring this back. And basically blockade this from becoming a queen. Then use our king to basically finish off any other pieces we can. I like it. Bing, bing. Yep. Okay. What do we have here? Okay. So tension here. Defended once, twice, 3 times. Attacked once, twice, 3 times. So we win that exchange. The other thing to notice is that the queen is attacking first. So it's really not necessarily counting as an attacker here, because if a pile of exchanges happen, say this comes in here, right? That comes there, queen comes in, takes it, then we take the queen, and then when the rook were to come in, even if it were defended, we could just bail with our queen and be up a queen. So because they have to lead with the queen before the rook, and it would be captured before the rook, that's beneficial to us. So don't have to worry about that too much. We do have to worry about this deflecting our knight. Where will it go? It cannot go here. It cannot go here, here. It can go here, which might not be bad if we lose control of this file, but we would also counter-threaten the queen. What else do we have? We could also... This is tempting. What happens then? You've got this, 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 that, check, and... Then that. Problem being that there's this, and that is a pinned piece. And that would then defend the rook, so you can't capture without losing that piece back. So, same idea, but if we start here, there, then again, if they lead with the queen, we take it. The rook comes in. I mean, first of all, it's not defended. Second of all, again, we can just bail. We don't have to. We don't have to engage in all those trades. So I kind of like just the idea of taking this. What? Is there something better? Is it this? Yeah. Reason being, let's see why. Why? Okay. Why must you sack the queen? Okay. Let's see the solution. Okay. See why it did not like this. Okay, so it does not like this move. Why? What did they do? Checkmate. I hung mate. Okay, that makes sense. Sometimes I'm just a dummy. Okay, so this rook, obviously hanging quite aggressively. Let's not hang mate this time. It would look like there's one coming there if this pawn were not here. Fortunately, it is here, and there's no really easy way for them to deflect it. They could do this, I suppose, try and stack the rook. But again, queen's protecting. Now, if it weren't protecting, say I went here, then they can go check, capture, check, force here, checkmate. So you absolutely cannot lose the positioning of that queen. You also can't leave it here because it's under the threat of this knight. So, what do we got? What do we got? We know it has to be along here. We could try for a counterplay. Try this. There's that. And then this. Then you've got checkmate. So you could go here. Here. Bleh, here. Or you could go here. Here. Then they got to deal with this. They'll take that. And we don't have any back rank ideas because that is too well defended over here. These pieces are all looking at protecting those squares, and we don't have an easy way to sneak in because it's just, yeah, bad news everywhere. Okay, what if we tried check here, check, here, capture, sack, sack. It's nothing. But you're sacrificing the bishop for a pawn, check, check. They do have that move. Then you have this. I kind of like that, actually. I could also just do this. Threaten the knight. Threaten the knight goes here. Does that work in the other illustration? Just provide a check. Check. No. Now the knight is hanging. Not quite hanging. But after a capture, knight down here, threatening queen and rook. We could go in here, counter threaten the rook so that once knight captures, yes, I like that. Because if knight captures, we get this rook. If the knight tries to make its way out, we pin. Although they have check, so that would not be a pin. Because then it would capture and it would be a mate. Okay. I do like the idea in general, though. I wish we could trap the knight on d2. Bah! Really? What about this? Just what? I gotta watch for the obvious. That's really unfortunate. Okay, I think I'm thinking too hard about this. I'm losing some points here. 22-31. That was my rating last evening. Okay, what do we got going on here? This is being threatened. That would have been threatened, except that, again, this can be captured. This queen is not close to trapped. Is there a sacrifice? No. I mean, there is also this move, which is threatening checkmate. Then rook, grab, grab, grab. Betcha that's it. Yep. Called it. Okay. I'm just thinking too hard about these things. What do we have here? We have check, check. Both of those would allow me to bring this in. I have a check here. What about if we start here? This is hanging as well, so we could do check, but then recaptures, defending that knight, so we could do this. Or we could start here. What are they threatening right now? Okay, so right now this is blocked off, that is blocked off. There is no immediate checks beyond this, that, that. All those. And these ones are both defended by this knight. So if anything, we would want to move that knight to keep these squares defended. Okay. kind of like this. It's a free knight. And then we can move this knight with check or potentially double check if we want. This bishop is also hanging. Oh my goodness. What do we take? There's too many things to take here. See, and that's the thing, is sometimes I'm too slow to actually process other things, which is across the board. See, it even happens up at this level. Because we can do this, threaten that check, but then we're also losing that knight. Ooh, this knight is also already under threat, so what do we do? Defend it with this, though, so really it's not that threatened. Could do this. If we did this, intending to come here with a check, what do they have? They could do that. So no, so this comes with a secondary threat, I suppose, of here, here, if we want. I kind of think that's the... Really? Whoops. Really? Let's try this idea then. No? Really? Okay. Then what? Ah. And why not here? What happens if you go here? Ah. Ah. Okay. Let's do one more. 22-32. Yay, 1 point. Okay. We have check. Must move here. Maybe we could also just do that. And then plan to do this. Like, what do they have? How long is it going to take them to checkmate me? They could do check. Go here. Check. Capture. 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 I don't really see why not. The problem with this is that king can escape. So we're going to block the escape route first. So he has no movement, and then bring the second in for a mate. So we'll start with that. As predicted. Okay, we said one more, but we're going to call this one more. We need to at least break 2250. Wouldn't you agree? Okay. So the first thing that jumps out to me, okay, obviously this is being forked and that's being forked, and I feel like this just feels like a lovely little move here. So we assume this, then that. Do we have checkmate? I mean, we have a knight. Do not have checkmate necessarily. Is there a way we can force checkmate? What about here? Interesting. Then capture, check. No, because then, well, then there's this. Recapture. Push. It's not very good either. So the thought process I was initially thinking of is if I go here, then I could potentially go here, then in for a checkmate, but it is blockable. This one's tricky. Maybe it does not have to be a checkmate that we find. Do you guys see it in the comments? What is it gonna be? Okay. I think my brain is a little fried for this, so I might just call it here. Otherwise, this stream is going to go on for forever. So we'll call that a recording. Hopefully, you guys got something out of it. We're at 2249 puzzle difficulty. So hopefully, you guys learned something from my thought process. Have a great night, guys.